Chapter-3 Natural Resources, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Let's learn natural vegetation and wildlife, distribution of natural vegetation, forests and grasslands, desert and tundra vegetation, conservation of natural vegetation, distribution of wildlife, conservation of wildlife. The assemblage of trees, plants, grasses, shrubs and bushes that grow on their own without human interference for a considerably long period of time, usually more than 30 years, is called natural vegetation. InfoHive. There are more than 4 lakh identified plant species all over the world. Plants and animals are interdependent on each other. Natural vegetation and wildlife exist only in the narrow zone of contact between the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere that we call biosphere. In the biosphere, living things are interrelated and interdependent on each other for survival. This life-supporting system is known as ecosystem. Plants provide us with wood, give shelter to animals, produce oxygen that we breathe, contribute to soil fertility, which is essential for growing crops, protect soil from leaching, act as shelter belts, help to store water underground, give us fruits, nuts, latex, raisins, gums, medicinal plants, etc. Wildlife includes animals, birds, insects, as well as the aquatic life forms. They provide us milk, meat, hide, and wool. Insects like bees provide us honey, help in pollination of flowers, and have an important role to play as decomposers in the ecosystem. So animals, big or small, all are integral to maintaining balance in the ecosystem. Distribution of natural vegetation. Plants need air, water, sunlight, and nutrients to grow and reproduce. The growth of vegetation depends on 2 major factors, temperature and moisture. Since the availability of these 2 sources differs from place to place, we get to see a large variety of flora and fauna on our planet. Natural vegetation can be classified into forests, grasslands, and shrubs. Forests grow where temperature and rainfall are plentiful to support a tree cover. In regions where rainfall is very heavy, trees are lush, green, and dense. In the regions where rainfall is scanty, forests have stunted trees. Forests are not found in regions that are too hot or too cold. Depending upon these factors, forests can be classified into forests of tropical, temperate, and taiga region. Forests of the tropical region. Tropical forests can be classified into evergreen and deciduous forests. Evergreen trees are found in the equatorial region, that is in the areas of heavy rainfall and abundant sunshine, whereas deciduous trees are found in the monsoon region, that is the areas with moderate, cool climate and high rainfall. This is because the equatorial region is hot and wet throughout the year, while the monsoon region has a distinct dry season. Trees of evergreen forests do not shed their leaves at the same time during any part of the year, whereas trees of deciduous forests shed their leaves at the same time in a particular season of the year to check water loss through transpiration. Ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and ironwood are the main species of trees found in the equatorial region. Main types of trees found in the monsoon region are teak, sal, shisham, sandalwood, and bamboo. Forests of the temperate region. In the temperate region, winters are mild and rainfall is moderate. The forests of this region have trees, shrubs, and bushes. There is less undergrowth. Temperate evergreen forests consist mainly of evergreen trees that retain their leaves throughout the year. The main evergreen trees found here are pine, walnut, eucalyptus, camphor, oak and wattle. The vegetation of temperate deciduous forest includes a variety of broadleaf trees such as oak, beech, cherry, maple and hickory, as well as perennial herbs, mosses and mushrooms. Trees in this region shed their leaves in autumn. Hardwood evergreen trees are found in the Mediterranean region, and the species native to this area are cork, oak, stone pine and olive. Forests of the taiga region. Forests of the taiga region are also called coniferous or boreal forests. They are found in higher latitudes of 50 degrees to 70 degrees in northern hemisphere, although some are also found in the southern hemisphere. Coniferous trees are evergreen, tall and straight-trunked. They have needle-like wax-coated leaves which prevent water loss in freezing weather. Their branches are soft and flexible, usually pointing downwards, so snow slides off them. Some of these trees are Douglas fir, Sitka, spruce, larch and redwood. Grasslands. Grasslands are made up from the stunted trees and grasses that are found in moderate rainfall areas. Over 1/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by grasslands. Grasslands are found on every continent except Antarctica. They make up most of Africa and Asia. There are several types of grasslands, and each one has its own name. Prairies, steppes, savannas, etc. are all grasslands. Here is the picture of a tropical grassland, the savanna. Grasslands develop where there is not enough rain for growth of forests, but enough for growth of grasses. The location and extent of grasslands depends on the total amount of rainfall and its seasonal distribution. A decrease in rainfall results in less dense forest cover and growth of grasses between the scattered trees. Grass grows underneath the ground, and during cold periods, it can stay dormant until the weather warms up. On the basis of their location, grasslands are of two types: tropical grasslands and temperate grasslands. Tropical grasslands. Tropical grasslands are found between the equatorial forests and the tropical deserts. These areas experience a distinct dry season and receive moderate rainfall during the summer season. Tropical grasslands are tall, growing grass up to 3 to 4 meters. Tropical regions of South America, Campos Llanos, Africa, savanna, etc. all come under tropical grasslands. Farming and livestock rearing is now widely practiced in the savanna. Due to poor land management, some areas of these grasslands have become almost arid. Brain tickler. What is the climate in temperate grasslands? Temperate grasslands. As the name suggests, temperate grasslands are found in the temperature regions of the world between 30 degrees to 55 degrees latitudes in both the hemispheres, and are known by different names such as pampas in South America, prairie in North America, steppes in Eurasia, veld in South Africa, and downs in Australia. These grasslands lie in transitional zone, that is, between the humid coastal areas and the mid-latitude deserts. Grasses of temperate regions are short and nutritious. Large-scale cultivation of wheat and maize and cattle rearing are practiced in these regions. Shrubs. In dry regions of the world, hot and cold deserts, shrubs and bushes are found. These have spines and other adapted features to adapt themselves to the environment. The vegetation cover is scarce here because of scanty rain and scorching heat or freezing cold conditions. Desert vegetation. Desert vegetation is found in tropical and subtropical regions. There is very little plant life in a desert due to lack of water. Only plants that have adapted to the extremes of heat and less rainfall can survive. Plant species with specially adaptive features like thorns, wax-coated leaves, thick and spongy stems, and long roots can survive here. Thorny bushes, Cacti and coarse grass are the main plants found in these hot regions. Tundra vegetation. Tundra vegetation is found in the North Pole, high latitudes of Northern Hemisphere, especially in Europe, Asia and North America, as also at high altitudes in mountains. Only mosses, lichens and very small shrubs are found in these extremely cold regions, and that too only in summers when the snow melts. This seasonal plant growth covers the ground for a few months. These are called meadows. Conservation of natural vegetation. Forests are our wealth. Plants give shelter to animals. Together they maintain the ecosystem. Changes of climate and human interference can cause the loss of natural vegetation. The developmental activities carried out by human beings are leading to deforestation. It may be due to land use for agriculture, settlements, industries, mining, transport, communication lines, etc. As a result of deforestation, the following scenarios are pretty common: decreased rainfall, barren hill slopes, increased surface runoffs, soil erosion and desertification, less underground seepage and recharge, destruction of habitat of wild animals. Info hive. Forests are found on all continents except Antarctica because it is far too cold there. Sometimes forest fires are caused due to human negligence, resulting in extensive damage to the flora. The following are some ways to conserve forests. Afforestation. Discouraging the practice of shifting cultivation. Controlling deforestation. Protecting existing forests. Creating awareness among general public about importance of forests. Enabling communities in conservation of forests by providing them training and skills. Making people living in and around forests more vigilant and cautious of forest fires. Establishing national parks. Practicing social forestry. Saving forests is saving human beings as also animal life on the earth, as no creature will be able to survive without them. Brain tickler. To what extent are hunters responsible for extinction of certain wildlife species? Distribution of wildlife. Wildlife is a significant part of our ecosystem. It refers to a variety of life forms like birds, fish and animals which live in a natural habitat. There is a balance in the environment if the relative number of species is not disturbed. Human activities in several parts of the world have disturbed the natural habitats of many species. Due to indiscriminate killings, several birds and animals have either become extinct or are on the verge of extinction. The type of wildlife found in a particular region depends on the natural vegetation of the region. Natural habitats, forests, grasslands, deserts provide shelter, space for normal growth and movement, food and water, breeding place, and place for raising young ones. Animals migrate from one place to another in response to the changing climatic conditions. The greatest variety of wildlife is found in the tropical rainforests. Info hive. Over 1 million animal species are already known to us, and many new ones are being discovered every year. Africa. Africa has plenty of wildlife. Elephants, wild buffaloes, crocodiles, snakes, monkeys, hippopotamuses, rhinoceroses, gorillas, apes and chimpanzees are found in African forests and swamps, whereas camels and ostriches are found in deserts. The savanna grasslands support a wide variety of herbivores such as deer, wildebeest, giraffe and zebra. Carnivorous animals like lions, cheetahs, hyenas and leopards are also found in large numbers. South America. A rich variety of birds, reptiles, Insects, fish and small mammals are found in South America, especially in tropical regions. Condor, the largest bird of prey in the world, and rhea, the flightless bird, are typical birds of this region. Ant-eaters and armadillos are mammals found in South America. The llama is a domesticated animal reared in Andes mountains for meat and wool, while giant anacondas are found in the marshlands. Jaguars, alligators, giant turtles and pumas are some other animals found here. Australia. The wildlife of Australia consists of a diverse and unique variety of animals. Half of them are marsupials, mammals whose females carry their young ones in a pouch near the abdomen. Kangaroo is the most notable marsupial found here. Other animals and birds that are found here include koalas, emus, lyrebirds, kingfishers, kookaburras, eagles and platypuses. InfoHive. Kangaroos and koalas are found only in Australia. Europe. In Europe, most of the forests have been cleared to provide land for farming, so wildlife found here is very limited. Polar bears, wolves, wild boar, wild sheep and saigas, native of antelope, are the main species of animals found here. The fur-bearing animals like minks, ermines and sables are now raised on fur farms. The common birds include partridges, larks, cuckoos, skylarks and nightingales. North America. Due to extremely cold climate in northern part of this continent, animals have thick fur to keep themselves warm. Some of them are Arctic foxes, reindeers, musk oxen, polar bears, sables and blue foxes. Elks, mooses, bisons, hares, badgers, beavers, bears, hedgehogs, etc. can be found in other parts of the continent. Asia. Asia has an extremely wide variety of wildlife. In its tropical regions we can find monkeys, sloths, snakes, leopards, tigers, elephants, rhinos and antelopes. In its temperate regions we can find herons, peacocks, cranes, bears, foxes and squirrels. Fur-bearing animals like lynxes, minks, sables, polar bears, musk oxen and Arctic foxes can be found in the taiga and tundra regions of Asia. InfoHive. Asiatic lions are today found only in the Gir forest of Gujarat, India. Antarctica. The wildlife of Antarctica is called extremophiles, organisms that live in extreme temperature conditions, having to adapt to the dry winds, low temperatures, and high exposure is common in Antarctica. The most abundant and best-known animals from this southern continent are penguins, whales, seals and other seabirds like the snow petrel and albatross. Much of the ocean around the mainland is covered by sea ice. Birds and seals mostly live near the edges of the continent. InfoHive. If Antarctica's entire ice sheets are melted, the world's oceans would rise by 60 to 65 meters, that is 200 to 210 feet everywhere. Conservation of wildlife. Due to human interference, many species of wildlife have become vulnerable or endangered, and some are on the verge of extinction. The developmental activities carried out by human beings cause deforestation. It is to be noted that if forests are destroyed, then its impact will be definitely on wildlife, as animals will lose their natural habitat. CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, is an international agreement between governments. Its aim is to ensure that international trade in specimens of wild animals and plants does not threaten their survival. There are several ways to conserve this precious resource, such as creating awareness among general public about importance of wildlife, enabling communities in conservation of wildlife by providing them training and skills. InfoHive. Biosphere reserves are a series of protected areas linked through a global network intended to demonstrate the relationship between conservation and development, making people living in and around forests more vigilant and cautious of forest fires, establishing national parks, biosphere reserves, and wildlife sanctuaries, making laws declaring killing, hunting, and poaching of animals illegal and punishable, putting a ban on trading of articles made from animal body parts like skin, fur, feather, bone, teeth, etc. All animals and trees together make up the ecosystem, and we humans are also an integral part of this ecosystem. So, if we plan ahead and save our natural vegetation and wildlife, only then will human beings survive on this planet. Recap. Forests are very important for sustaining life on the earth. The equatorial forests have evergreen trees and the monsoon forests have deciduous trees. The tropical grasslands are found between the equatorial forests and the tropical deserts. Different measures for the conservation of forests can be afforestation, awareness among people, protecting existing forests, and controlling overgrazing. Different measures for conservation of wildlife can be establishing national parks, biosphere reserves, and wildlife sanctuaries, making strict laws against hunting, poaching, and creating awareness among people.